Number 5. Marvin Hayos. 75-year-old Marvin Hayos had a peculiar hobby. He enjoyed raising exotic animals at his Florida farm. He purchased and sold llamas, ostriches, zebras, and miniature donkeys in the past. Though the cassowary isn't meant to be kept as a pet, Hayos managed to acquire 2 specimens for his collection. This bird is considered Class II wildlife, meaning it can pose a danger to human beings. A permit is required to possess or exhibit this animal. Hayos wasn't reported as having one. The authorities weren't able to determine if he kept the cassowaries as pets or if he planned to sell them. Feeding a cassowary is considered incredibly risky, and Hayos repeated this activity daily. It was only a matter of time before something went wrong. Hayos was standing between his 2 cassowaries' pens when he was attacked through the fence. His fiancée immediately called emergency services. When first responders arrived, they had to drag the elderly man away while dodging attacks from one of the birds. The police described the cassowary as being very agitated and clearly stressed. Hayos was rushed to the hospital, but he didn't survive his wounds. The 2 cassowaries were subsequently auctioned off. Neither of the birds was put down in the aftermath of the attack, and they were purchased by anonymous buyers. Cassowaries are flightless birds that belong to the family of ratites. These specimens all share several traits in common. Not only are they unable to fly, but they also possess tiny wings, long legs, and flat breastbones. Though usually the males tend to be larger in most species, the opposite occurs with the cassowary. Females often reach heights of 6 foot 6 inches and can weigh as much as 130 pounds. Their feathers are also brighter than those of their male counterparts. Cassowaries possess long, sharp claws on their toes. Amazingly, these can measure up to 5 inches, making them excellent weapons. They can run at speeds of 30 miles per hour and jump over 5 feet with ease. They are also proficient swimmers. This animal prefers eating fruits and spends a lot of its time waiting around trees for its food to fall from above. Because of this, it has evolved to have a keratinous casque over its head to help protect it from falling objects. The cassowary has been known to eat seeds, bugs, and small vertebrates. When feeding on fruits, it swallows them whole, even with larger meals such as bananas and apples. The cassowary tends to live between 40 and 50 years, though this span can be altered in captivity. Though usually shy and reclusive, it can be incredibly dangerous when it feels threatened or annoyed. It has been dubbed the most dangerous bird in the world. Number 4. Dennis Ward. Dennis Ward was vacationing in far north Queensland with his wife and grandchildren. They were visiting the Babinda boulders and stopped near the edge of a cliff. Surprised by an unusual sight, a photographer was taking pictures of a wild cassowary. Ward and his family had never seen one outside a zoo, so they decided to remain nearby and watch the bird. Ward didn't approach or try to feed the animal. He remained at a safe distance, but it seemed the cassowary still felt threatened by the group of people gathering in its proximity. In an instant, the large bird sprinted toward Ward and his family. They were standing 50 feet away, and Ward tried to run away and search for cover. The cassowary proved too fast for him, and he soon felt a powerful kick in his back. This forced the Australian man to fall down the cliff from a height of about 7 feet. Fortunately, there was a lake underneath, but he still hit a ledge before sinking in the water. Ward was rushed to the hospital and recovered quickly from his injuries. He claimed the attack didn't dissuade him from visiting far north again during vacations that followed. The cassowary prefers to keep away from cities and human beings. Their natural habitats are rainforests, typically in New Guinea, Australia, and small islands. They tend to wander, however, so they also venture into grasslands, swamp forests, and savannas. This large bird is not particularly sociable. They live alone except during the mating season. The more scarce food is in the area, the more solitary they'll be. Cassowaries tend to protect a single tree for as long as it bears fruits, and move on when it's depleted. Males tend to stay within certain territories. Females move around several of these locations, usually mating with the same males during their lifespan. During the mating season, the female produces vibratory noises to beckon the male. The male then performs dramatic and over-the-top movements to accentuate its neck. The female tends to attack unless its partner reacts quickly to her advances. While males may share their territory when there's an abundance of food, females are much more violent. They don't tolerate other females to be around their selected area, especially not during mating season. The cassowary plays a key role in the expansion of rainforest vegetation, as they eat all kinds of fruits full and travel far and wide. They spread seeds all across the land. It's speculated that several seeds are more easily germinated after going through the bird's digestive system. The female cassowary won't typically tend to the eggs it lays or the chicks. This task is the responsibility of the male. In order to keep the eggs safe, the male cassowary creates leaf litters, adding or taking plants to regulate temperature. Once the chicks are born, they live alongside their father for around 9 months. Number 3. Doone McCall and Ray Willits. Back in 1995, Doone McCall and her partner Ray Willits decided to take a vacation together. They enjoyed outdoor activities, so visiting Mount Whitfield Conservation Park in Australia seemed like a good idea. One morning during their trip, McCall decided to go out for a run alone. After jogging for a few minutes, she heard heavy footsteps behind her. When she turned around to see who it was, McCall was shocked to realize it wasn't a person. It was actually a massive cassowary. She climbed a nearby tree and managed to avoid being attacked by the bird. McCall had to spend several hours cornered by the wild cassowary. She was only able to climb down and rush back to the hotel after the animal finally relented and left. This was far from the last encounter the couple had with wild cassowaries. A week later, Willits encountered one as well, though it's unlikely it was the same bird. He wasn't as lucky as McCall. Even though he managed to survive the encounter with minor injuries, he did return with bleeding cuts. Willits joked that it had felt like he was trapped in Jurassic Park. Today's video was requested by Freddie. If you have any other topics you'd like to learn about, subscribe and let us know in the comments section below. The cassowary has long, strong legs and sharp, knife-like nails on its feet, jumping up and forwards with ease, and it can viciously attack a human being or a pet. Its claws are dangerous enough that they can actually sever a person's arm. The large bird has also been known to simply kick its victim violently. This animal can easily kill a dog or other pets that might try to approach it. Other usual reported attacks include head strikes and pecking. These aren't typically lethal, but may be incredibly painful. Though cassowaries prefer fleeing rather than engaging in a fight, this doesn't mean approaching them would be a wise decision. When feeling threatened or angry, they can be incredibly vicious. This is especially true when it comes to males protecting their chicks or females that feel their territory is being invaded. About 200 attacks are reported every year, but fatalities are very rare. When entering a fight, they'll try to look as large and dangerous as possible. They usually ruffle their feathers and hiss a warning. The cassowary also display their casque by lowering their heads just before ramming their perceived enemies. They've been known to get in altercations with other members of their species, as well as wild dogs and hogs. Number 2. Unnamed man. An unnamed man in Tully was attacked by a wild cassowary while he was taking a walk. According to a police report, he was surprised by the large bird, which then came at him. Apparently, the cassowary was well known in the community. It regularly stepped out of the forest and into the town. Residents from the area told the press that the bird broke windows and ate from the garbage bags from time to time. No attacks had been reported before August the 15th, 2016, when the unnamed man was mauled by the cassowary. It's speculated that it wandered into town because it had gotten used to being fed by some of the locals. The attack is a reminder of what wildlife authorities constantly recommend, which is never to feed this animal. The man suffered cuts as well as bruises and was rescued by first responders. He was rushed to the hospital. Fortunately, the injuries weren't serious and he was discharged after receiving treatment. The cassowary was sedated by rangers and taken to the Garners Beach Cassowary Rehabilitation Center. The following day, they released the wild bird into the Wooroonuran National Park. They made sure to drop it off in an isolated area to avoid it wandering back into any city or town looking for food. The cassowary tends to be a shy and solitary animal, so attacks to humans are rare and far between. Usually, simply staying away from it is enough to avoid potentially aggressive behavior. It's fundamental never to offer food to this massive bird. Leaving food behind close to their litter is a bad idea as well. This usually prompts the cassowary to get used to human beings and subsequently go close to roads or inhabited areas. When this happens, it can lead to someone being hurt or the bird to be harmed. When visiting a forest that the cassowary inhabits, it's best not to bring any pets along. Cassowaries, especially males with small chicks under their care, see dogs as threats. Their barking and running around may stress the bird and cause it to become aggressive. Keeping a cautious distance is always the best idea. If this alone doesn't work to avoid a confrontation, it's a bad idea to stand up to it. Backing away without turning around or even hiding behind trees is a much safer option. If a car or a house is within reach, trying to find refuge within would be the best possible alternative. It's vital to wait until the cassowary leaves by its own means before searching for help. Falling to the ground while trying to escape a cassowary is incredibly dangerous. This is because vulnerable areas like the neck and the stomach are exposed to the bird's sharp claws. When carrying a bag or other padded objects, place them over your chest to protect the area in case of an attack. Running away may be quite dangerous. The cassowary is a speedy bird, and it'll easily reach a human being within a few feet.
Official They Will Kill You merchandise is now available at theywillkillyou.com. Some of it is to die for.
Number 1. Philip McLean. Back in 1926, a 16-year-old boy suffered a deadly encounter with a cassowary. The confrontation happened on the McLean family's land in far north Queensland. Philip McLean and his younger brother were outside when the wild bird approached them. Instead of returning to the house and allowing the cassowary to leave, the boys attacked it with clubs instead. The younger brother was kicked by the bird but managed to run away. Meanwhile, the elder McLean managed to hit the cassowary, but his luck was about to run out. He tripped on the floor, and once there, the wild animal lunged at him. It kicked the boy and slashed his neck with its massive sharp claws. The cut was sizable, and McLean's jugular vein had been severed in the attack. The 16-year-old died almost instantly before help could reach him. When his body was discovered, it was determined that he'd bled out the 0.49-inch cut in his neck. Reports of the incident don't mention if the cassowary was found, so it's assumed it managed to escape before the authorities arrived. Thanks for watching. Would you rather come face to face with a cassowary or allow your significant other to read your 10 last text messages? Let us know in the comments section below.